Okay, start with a 2-liter pop bottle. You can leave the label on, helps to guide your cuts, and then once you cut it, take the label off. What we want to do is cut right along here, just as the bottle starts to make a curve, which is about, not quite an inch above the label, maybe a ½ inch or so. So I'll go ahead and do that. And the best way I've found to cut, you want to be extremely careful if you use a razor blade or any type of super sharp knife. So what I've found is the safest and easiest way is I first get a little hole started, and then holding my hand very stiff and rigid, I turn the bottle, and that way the knife is always completely under control and it's not gonna slip and take a finger with it. And I just go round and round till I reach the same spot. So there you get your basic planting area. Next step, I usually take off the label. Same way, just kind of get it started and then it just peels off. And this little bit back here I don't worry about, it doesn't hurt anything. There's two ways that I do these. You can leave it clear, and then I just wrap a little piece of aluminum foil around it and tape it, and that keeps the light out. Or you can get a can of black spray paint and spray it black, and that'll keep the light out. Keeping the light out keeps the mold and algae from growing inside your plastic container. Next thing you want to do is you add a hole on the side. It can be square, round, however you want to do it, and that's where you can add the water. So that hole, I usually do it, this is going to sit in there like that, so you can see, like, right as it's sitting in there, you've got a gap right in this area, and that's the perfect spot to make your hole. So, and there you go. The hole's cut in the bottom. And what happens is you're going to take this and drill a bunch of holes in the cap. Well, not a bunch, like maybe 4 holes in the cap, and then I do 3 or 4 around the neck, and then a couple more up in here, around till you got a bunch of holes in there. And then this simply goes down inside there. And this keeps the soil up in this upper part, keeps this bottom part open. Fill your water in through here, and so you've got a water level that stays right about there, and that's just enough to kind of keep wicking up into the soil. And then of course as it goes down, you just fill up a little more water in there, and you've got a fairly decent volume of soil that's in there to make a planter. I wouldn't grow tomatoes or any giant crop in this, but for smaller plants, I mean, you could grow a head of lettuce in here. I've got basil in several of them, perfect size for growing a nice healthy basil plant. Just anything that's gonna stay so big and not gonna get extremely tall. I mean, tomatoes, they have a giant root ball. Cucumbers, all that kind of stuff has a very large root ball. It would fill this up. There'd be not much space for them in there. So you just want to keep the plants fairly small. But I get a lot of these. My wife and I drink, unfortunately, a lot of soda, so you know we're getting 2 or 3 of these a week. And I was just tossing them out, you know, heading for the landfill. And then this idea came along, and they've been really good. I've been utilizing quite a bit of them. You know, I've seen people, especially on YouTube, they'll do them flat, and then they'll just cut an opening, put some holes on the bottom, fill them full of soil. And you can do it that way. You lose the self-watering ability unless you had some sort of water reservoir underneath and maybe had some cotton, maybe a shredded towel or something down into the water to create a wick that would come up. That would work also. But I just think these are really neat because it's something that's recycled, repurposed, and they work. You know, I'd go to Walmart and buy a pot for, you know, $5-6 when you can recycle something you were going to throw in the trash anyway. So anyway, that's it. Alright, we are out in the greenhouse, and I just wanted to show you my pop bottle self-watering containers that I made that I've got basil planted in, and so far they're doing really good. I'm impressed. For something that was headed for the landfill, this is a great idea. Recycle, pretty much get all the containers that you need. There's my 2 basil plants. And there's the little watering hole. I can put the water in. And these guys I just covered in aluminum foil rather than painting them black. I have a bunch of them that are painted black, but I ran out of spray paint, so those got the aluminum foil treatment.